Well, that was Steve Rosenberg. Let's speak to Sreeram Chaulia, who's Professor of International Affairs at the Jindal Global University. And Professor, welcome here to BBC News. How important do you think this meeting is?
Well, both these countries have a long, time-tested partnership going back many decades, and they have a trend of annual summits since 2000. So these kinds of meetings have been happening. So in that sense, they're routine. But the effort of both sides is to try and sustain this mutually beneficial partnership, which has concrete gains for both sides, and to look for new pathways by which we can expand the cooperation. Because, as I said, national interests matter, and for both sides, there is a convergence of interests on some areas, and that's why they're pursuing it so determinedly.
Just summarize what you think both sides want out of a meeting like this.
Well, India, we have relied on Russia for a long time for our security needs. It used to be our top defense supplier. Lately, France has caught up with Russia, but Russia is still up there, one of our major defense providers. So I think we will be looking at shoring up that part of the relationship more. There have been, weapons from Russia that have been very, very handy when we had major conflicts and confrontations with both China and Pakistan. So in that sense, the Russian security assistance has always been, valuable for India's national security. So that's going to, I think, be on the cards. Maybe fighter jets, maybe more anti-missile systems and air defense systems, and maybe more joint production of weaponry that could be exported to third countries. Yes. That's one side. Then there's the energy on which we have been buying a lot of Russian oil since the discounted prices came on the market from the Urals, which is the Russian oil supply in 2022. But it's a lopsided one because it has created a huge trade deficit. India needs to export and sell more to Russia, not just buy. Yes. It's been one traffic. So I think we are going to try and even that up. There's also talk about, new advanced fields. We are trying to do more jointly in space. We have had a long relationship with this on this front in the past. So, we are trying to diversify this relationship. It has primarily been defense and energy, but we want to now make it more broad-based and more balanced.
Two questions. The first, because you talked about oil and India has been buying Russian oil, and increasingly the Americans infuriated by that, slapping 25% tariffs on India, trying to reduce that amount. Can Narendra Modi continue to look both ways, both to try to improve his relationship with Donald Trump, but also keep that relationship with Vladimir Putin and still buy oil?
It's been a test of Indian diplomacy, but I think they've come out in flying colors. They've managed to, avert the worst of the American wrath, in the sense that the negotiations are on, and those, 50% tariffs, including 25% punitive tariffs for buying Russian oil, are likely to come down, and we are doing the trade deal with the Trump administration. And on the other hand, like I said, the Russian, partnership has been beneficial. And so I think India is continuing to do the tightrope walk. And so far, I think we managed okay, because despite the American tariffs, India has grown at 8.2% GDP in this latest quarter. So I think there's some resilience in the Indian economy that is shielded from, having to bow to the American diktats. But I think the Americans also know that they need India in order to counterbalance China in the Indo-Pacific and in Asia. So I think we're going to play all those cards to make sure that, we have the Russian cake and eat the American one too.
Professor, good to talk to you. Thanks for coming on the programme. Well, we'll have more of our headline stories coming up in a moment. We'll take a break first around the world and across the UK. You're watching BBC News.